in honor of our 8-8 portal, we have yellers outside. So tomorrow is the 8-8 portal, and today is the 7th. But in the meantime, this lovely, I am too cool. No one is like me. So love, it is only a constant when it is one, unconditional. Also, when you can be yourself always with other people, so no mask. Okay, when you are on a true spirituality journey, it means you know you're 1-year-old and you're an independent human being. So you will either be learning how to self-regulate with a good therapist, or you know how to self-regulate. That's also why you have no ill will, and we don't blame Lucifer for unfinished business and unresolved trauma, or demons, or monsters, the 5D mystics in the Enlightenment Soul Age group. So we know that you have masculine and feminine energy. I'm a divine feminine of my oversoul, and I'm a consistent divine feminine, which is why I'm unimpressed with any of those that are, in my book, masculines. I know it sounds harsh, but it's a truth. Meaning that when you are a masculine, I will notice you falling down, I will pick you up, and if you treat me like Cusco does, I will notice that, but I'll be a pacha. Okay, so divine feminines and the 5D collective, actively any person who's authentically their self and doesn't wear masks is a person who knows how to be an inner child adult, is what I call it. Otherwise, spiritual self-help is not where you're at yet. You want first therapy, then once you're ready to keep doing emotions, you're going to come on over. So mindfulness, mindset, mindsight, all of this incorporates the capacity for you to deal with uncertainty, unexpected, unwanted from your body. Otherwise, your feminine is not a part of your equation. Means you don't have the alignment yet. Means you don't know how to contain anything and talk to me about it, which means you're going to project. So you're a Cusco. Okay, Cuscos wear masks. We know all about it. Double infinity. It's beautiful. So for me, I've consistently, with the lovely Fibonacci divine feminine brain, known of pure consciousness, and that's why I don't look to the past and say, oh, Maria, you did something. Nope, I spoke truth to the face of people. I don't have anything to tell me, because why would I? I maintain my flawed personality with integrity. So that's all that will matter to a person who is a divine feminine, because your inner child adult is not an inner child that has shame. The only people who are okay with shaming each other are the very same people who still have actively trust breaks. They are not of the 5D collective. If you want to hold a little dangle over someone's head, meaning that you still have this thing of, I forgave you. Nope. Open hearts. It's very clear when you close it. It's very clear when you open it. It's very clear when emotions are coming up. And that's because if you don't yet unconditionally love all humanity with their flaws, and then you know what integrity means, you don't know then true spirituality, which is a life of connection and meaning beyond the solo self. So my 5D collective at IHP, I'm channeling and speaking for this portal for the 5D collective. There's actively human beings who know everyone does the best they can. We don't give a green pass to anyone. There's no need for passes. What is this? I get to choose consciously if I'm going to actively be in your life, and you're going to consciously actively choose if you're going to be in my life. It's called I love you consistently just the way you are. That's it. No expectations. Anyone understand the word. That's also what we learn to deal with the inner growth mindset, the basic main module of the inner growth mindset. There's 3. And then there's sub-modules, dealing with expectations. I didn't realize how people didn't know how to grow up and notice that we all can be someone who somebody's going to say, you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of, like, then they actively mean it. I've been told that. I don't take offense. Actively, 2 people, 2 women that I know. Let me think. I'm sure there's others. But let me just stay focused. They both have reasons for why they believe that they're right. I'm not going to argue with them about it. I know what a true friend is. It's not somebody who cuts you out of their life. It's not somebody who calls your name. True friend is like true love. It's not somebody who does this thing where they rupture, and that's called adaptive child behavior. It's not a functional adult. I'm uninterested in people who don't know how to be emotionally, mentally, and physically mature. It's called a decent human being. It's called that we all live on the same sky. It's called you don't need God or not God to understand what free will is once you've been given, conceptually speaking, a breakdown that is good enough to say you got a brain and so do I. You're ruled by emotions, so am I. The difference is I'm a quantumist. Are you? I know what resentment and envy and jealousy is, not because I have it. No, because I got it explained it. And if I ever even bothered having remotely a feeling of No envy because I have a twin. I got taught we're different, but I got unconditionally loved. So again, determined is important because I consistently have had a caregiver who has made sure that I know that I'm equally beautiful, lovable. Oh, also, I'm from the south of Italy. And the Italian lifestyle of La Dolce Vita, come to Naples, Italy. You'll see how amazing it is to be possible with all the chaos and all of all of it. Oh, it's amazing. I love this city. If you want life, but you need to be okay with people in your face and chaos and all this great stuff. So I'm just going to let you know. Yeah, passion. Well, let's just put it this way. There's no comparison, because if there's one thing about the Italian men, and I don't know about the North, don't ask me about the North. I have one friend who's actively from there. But yes, it is true that they're fashionable. They do pretty. They do pretty really good. And that's where we're going to disengage from that. Okay, you have masculine and feminine energies. And on that note, the masculine of yours gets you to do, and it's the wisdom of your mind. The feminine gets you to be, and that's the wisdom of the heart and the body. And so when you have a wholeness of you, you know that if someone tells you that they love you, they will walk a walk and talk a talk. And that means they're going to consistently, contingently communicate to you as a functional adult, and that means that they have secure attachment or it's earned, that they don't not text you back, they don't give you mixed messages. This is a very straightforward equation. It doesn't get harder to love as you get older, especially right now in our lovely year of 2024. We know of good therapists that are helping people who don't know. So if you're confused about loving yourself and you date someone beneath yourself, then there's Patrick Tiahan. We had a share today on that. Okay, so here at the 5D Collective, we're not confused about loving ourselves first. Otherwise, you're not going to know how to be your authentic self. I'm the little mermaid. I say, hey, Eric, I got a tail. And, you know, my dad's being a bit of an asshole right now. I won't curse, but yes, I will. He won't let me come to the earth, you know. So you want to come to the ocean? We can figure it out. Come talk to my father. That's how it works when you're actively a human being who loves. That's it. Oh, it's not boring. The only people who find secure attachment boring, well, they use the wrong word, because they're actively going against what your brain and body are trying to get you to, which is your active, optimized version as a human being. So spiritual and your active human psyche is your first #1 priority. It's why spiritual self-help, once you're ready to be truly spiritual, which is not a career, it's a lifestyle, and you don't need to do yoga, but you do need to use your ventral vagal state, which means you have no ill will. Again, any of that envy, jealousy, spite, it's all workable. You don't have to do it. This is the thing. You don't have to do inner or outer well-being. This is an active choice that will allow you to get out of no secure attachment stuff from your 1-year-old. And I've seen people refuse it. The avoidant attachment lady who got on screen and said, you know, I noticed they're all picking on us avoidants. And I decided that I'm going to talk as an avoidant. And then I decided that even though I keep going back to therapy for these little things that happen in my relationship, my love life, I don't want to do any more of it because I'm paying them money. They tell me that I'm doing already a great job. Then they tell me that I need to do journaling and mindfulness and meditation. I don't want to do that. Plus, all people are fucked up. So I'm just going to stay this way. You obviously, teenager, don't understand that your body doesn't want to stay that way because your first-year-old was not planning to have that. That's not where you started. You began with the active thought that you were going to get tended to consistently. Your avoidant attachment was not the origin of you. The origin of you was intact. Like my origin that didn't get disengaged, which is why whenever someone will meet me, if they don't want to be their child-centric, they're going to vomit inside, and they won't tell me. They'll just say, I don't like that bitch. I bet you she's hiding some shit. Now, the ones who might go out of their way, no, they don't. They won't go out of their way because I'm selective. I pick the people that I hang out with. It's if my gut says yes. And if my gut says yes, then I wait. Ooh, are they going to take me with my little mermaid tail? Let me find out because I'm a 5D mystic and I'm a polyamory person. Ooh. So that's what happens. And then you wait. Oh, and then on that note, we also inform people of very important things. So while I do understand that 3D and 4D will actively not want to engage with 5D collective, they won't want to for reasons that their ears don't hear us. Oh, okay. What I was trying to get to is in the day and era that we're at, for my lovely 5D mystics in the Enlightenment Soul Age group, please do know that ascension energies get all that which wants to come up, So again, you get to welcome yourself home and be Pachas if you want to. Come on over to a lovely IHP. And I'm going to have another episode too for our energies. But as we close this one out, anything true sticks around. It stays as a constant because that's the point of what two people who appreciate each other will do. They will consistently grow together. With twin flames, or soulmates, there's no saga or drama. There are people, and then you talk. And that's only if a person knows how to say, I love you, and mean it, like Pacha, versus those who cut you out because you're different than what they want you to be, because they think they know how you need to live life. When it comes to how to live life, you will know how to be yourself, flawed and perfect, with integrity, which means you don't shout at a person. You don't insult them. You don't spit in their face. You don't get in modulated embodied self when you have religiously, politically, and all of these very important topics that I have seen people do. I actively find it unimpressive. Anyone who has a non-differentiated self and that has non-bilateral integration, so any human being who gets into their unfinished business or reactive because they think they have a right to get in my face in a certain way, and it's always going to be one or the other. Because it's either you're a 16-year-old who has a 3-year-old with shame, and I just said something that or did something that triggered you from personal experience, or you didn't like something because you have a different way of thinking about it and feeling, which I don't give a shit. I'm not you. So in that case, I actively don't really care. When I notice that it's a beneath the surface, well, that's a different story, because usually it'll be, I will choose how to moderate myself so that I may engage with you appropriately, and then I may disengage from you completely. And at that point, I'll simply know that you have unresolved trauma of your own that you're going to want to deal with. And I'll actively know how to simply use what information it is that I have gotten to handle your moods whenever you're having them, because that's the part of where Cusco, at the end of the movie, he lies to Pacha. Pacha doesn't say no. So when you understand what it means for people to not want to do work, you don't need to go telling somebody what to become, because you don't build a home with people who get moody and in your face. That's the part. So when it comes to, again, love, you don't build a house with somebody who treats you like a piece of shit. That's healthy self-worth. And it's pretty straightforward. That's why we don't know this stop giving yourself to the lowest bidder. The only people who will resonate with that, which Patrick Tihan shares, are people who will have done that. That's the people who were confused, and who, now that they know of Patrick Tihan and childhood trauma, will not be confused. And if they get good therapy, then they'll know how to stand up for themselves and say, hi, Eric, I have a tail. Here's who I am, and not be in the, are they going to take me or not, in a way of, if they don't, I'll change myself. No, it's, will I be welcomed? And if you are, then you say, yay, and you have a party. And if you're not, you say, okay, well, it was a nice interaction. And that's with random, just in general. So I remember some of the latest years, I've had some exciting moments, and in equations with my soulmates. And I got excited of, if I'm going to get picked, am I going to get to be allowed in? And once I was in, I was like, okay, cool. So I'm accepted with my tail. I can be a little mermaid here. And I'm just using that one as a story. But my point is that a person who has no mask isn't going to be afraid and let me go change myself, or let me walk on eggshells. That's not. It's going to be, oh, are they going to like me with all of who I am, how I am? And then when you get the yes, you're happy. That's it. The divine feminine doesn't suffer. That's the masculines. And whether they're divine or not doesn't matter. I will notice who they are, because they will talk about their relationships as if they did somebody some special gift by being in their life. And that is actively egoic, because we are all a part of the same energy. And I'm talking to you as a divine feminine who is a 5D mystic. I'm not talking to you as a person alone. Let me be clear with that. It's food for thought, but I'm trying to ensure you understand what I'm sharing with you is that spirituality stuff that isn't provable from the land of the mystic lady. Ooh. Everything in existence is the same energy, manifesting itself in a million different ways. And so when I say to you, as a feminine, my ears will perk up to everything that you will tell me. The minute you tell me I have done something special by being authentic, vulnerable, getting in the fetal position with someone, and they treated me like a piece of shit, and I did all of this, and you're actively upset about it from here, and you don't hear yourself, and you don't know, I'm talking about my mystics, not just any person is a different story. Right now I'm saying, you want to tell me you're a mystic, and you tell me these words, I think of Jesus, I think of God, and I think of what I just read to you from Sadhguru. You're not a mystic yet. You didn't hear what you just spoke. Don't you know that that's a part of you and you're a part of it? They did give you something, and you gave them something. It's called you gave each other the free will choice point of how you're going to treat each other the minute you have something that is not in alignment. That's your free will choice. Are you going to treat me like a piece of shit, or are you going to treat me the way you want to be treated? Don't distort it. And distortion only happens when somebody has an adaptive child, because they're going to want to do the inner critic, that's split thinking, and then the outer critic. And that's for all of those who don't own their self. Okay, so when you have a group of people like that, you're going to know, I forgave the people that treated me like shit. I hear these people online. I forgave. And it's just, my ears are like, oh my gosh, okay. No, that's not how consciousness works. That's why Divine Feminine will know what it is to nurture. It's called, you choose, what do you want? Go. There's a door right there. I don't need to have you around. You're lying. You don't even notice it. You can't hear yourself. And that's where the biological rudeness and Stephen Porges, they can't. You actively, if you do not regain or if you do not become self-aware to the extent of wanting to understand your subconscious and your unconscious and bring it up, you're not going to be a Divine Feminine, because you don't know your body stuff. You're not taking your child stuff and seriously putting it in the visibility. So you are simply just Elsa, as long as you think that you did somebody a special gift by opening up to them. Doesn't matter what you will have opened up. The minute you open up, you're not choosing to open up because of wanting something back from someone. Man, woman, they, romantic, not romantic. You opening up your heart to someone doesn't make it a special gift in the sense of they have to do something back for you. It's called, I'm taking a leap of faith. And that's exactly what any person will know. People are in a body that went through their own experience. It serves the life of the body. That life is part of us, but we don't know what they decided to make up in their brain. And if they don't know that split thinking means harsh, rigid, and black and white thinking, they don't care to learn about their self and how they're treating others, because they won't look, how am I treating the members of my herd when I get treated kindly? You will ask questions when you get curious, or when you hit rock bottom. It's unimpressive when people hit rock bottom, because it means who knows what you will have burnt to the ground to get there. It's also sad. And that's where we will leave it. So 4D is not doing any better than they were the last time I heard, but 5D is in a different place. And I'm here for the 5D collective as our 8-8 comes up. So love, it is always a constant. And as Marsha Linehan, PhD, we should treat people as your behavior might be a problem, but that doesn't mean you are a problem. And that's how Pacha shares with Cusco what is okay, what is not okay. And then he allows Cusco to lie. And that's why we have those who can cooperate together and, you know, the ones who eventually might lead themselves to becoming functional adults. And then we have others. And the only ones who are problematic, quote unquote, the reality is a Divine Feminine finds problematic the 7 of 14 charming, because they pull the wool over the eyes of those who are lost boys, lost girls, lost days. But those lost people, they don't feel so lost. They will come up to people like me and tell me all about demons and devils and evils, and, you know, and they'll even tell me where I'm wrong, all of it. Oh, you name it. So we find that there's a balance of energies, as always. Welcome aboard to my lovely spiritual self-help community. Those of you who are here to do more emotions, we're going to be back with another episode. In the meantime, thank you for stopping by. Like, share, and subscribe if you know any person who actively is part of our lovely 5D collective. And when we get to tease the 4D and 3D, it's because we're going to tease them. Like any of those who are children and who have fun together. And if they come near us, it's okay. We're a group, they're a group, and we'll say, hey, welcome. You know, like when they have those sporting events where it doesn't matter if you lost or win, you shake your hand. That's exactly how it works for the 5D. They don't want to sometimes come share. It's okay. If they say, no, we want to stay on the island with Pinocchio. We're not on that island. They're like, bye, have fun. Yeah, we spotted the donkeys. We don't speak donkey talk. Not that Kool-Aid. Have fun on the island. Actually, I'm surrounding you all with therapists, but I know you might not want that yet. So we'll be back again. Thanks for stopping by.